This was a domination. This was an absolute masterclass. But I'm still disappointed. How can we win 4-1? But I'm still disappointed. I wanted 5, bro. I wanted 6. I wanted 7. And I wanted 8. I wanted to embarrass them so badly to this game. Because this game showcased the quality between the both teams. This game showcased how different the two managers are. There is a massive, massive gap between Carlo Ancelotti and Xavi Hernandez. A lot of Barcelona fans was making fun when we extended Carlo Ancelotti's contract with to another 2 years. Everyone made fun. Everyone said, ha ha ha, you guys have got Carlo Ancelotti for another year. Yeah, this and that. The fact that you can celebrate Carlo Ancelotti's extension and have the manager that you have in your bench, brother, there is no explanation how poor and how dreadful Xavi Hernandez is as a manager, and how this season Carlo Ancelotti, nah. Hats off to you, bro. Massive respect to you. Let's talk about everything. Let's talk about all the performances. Let's talk about the fact that a specific fan base wanted Vinicius Jr. to be out, even though he scored a hat-trick. Every Barcelona fan said, yeah, Araujo, he keeps pocketing Vinny, and he dropped and dunked 3 goals on his head top. And on top of that, managed to get him sent off. Jude Bellingham, even like Zizou out there, bro. Zizou out there. Listen, this game. First of all, let's start with the fact that how everyone approached the game. Yeah, the first 10 minutes, Vinicius Jr. scores 2 goals. The first 10 minutes, Barcelona plays a high line where I still don't understand this. Yeah. Barcelona entered this game with a specific tactic of playing a high line against arguably the biggest counter-attacking and the best counter-attacking team on the planet. And this just highlights the fact that how poor and how dreadful Xavi Hernandez is in terms of his management, in terms of his understanding of the game, and his lack of scouting. Because if you understand Real Madrid, and if you understand the weaknesses of Real Madrid, and if you've watched Real Madrid this season, you would understand that we struggle against a team with a low block, against a team who managed to contain over 9 players at the back, because we've got players in our team who likes to have a bit of space and likes to expose that behind the ball at the back, yeah? Vinicius Jr. is one of the best players to pretty much do that, and Rodrigo as well, and Jude Bellingham this season have showcased it. How can you, knowing all of this, just keep that in mind, knowing all of that about Real Madrid and our strengths and weaknesses, how can you come to this game and say to yourself, you know what, let me play a high line of Christensen and Koundé and Araujo on the right hand side, and Balde, who's known not to be the best of transition defenders. It still baffles me how poor. There's no tactical understanding and awareness from Xavi Hernandez. But that's not my problem. I love Xavi. I've said it this whole season. I want Xavi to stay as a Barcelona manager. I absolutely adore him. I love the fact that he doesn't know the game. That's one. The first 10 minutes. The first goal where Vinny scored. The pass from Jude Bellingham is going under the radar, and it's not getting the respect it deserves. Because one is the technique behind the pass. Secondly, it's the patience behind the pass. Because he knew Koundé and Vinny, because he knew Koundé was still in front of Vinny and was man-marking Vinny. But the patience to understand, despite the fact having Gundogan just about to close him down, the patience to even spot the pass. And the execution behind the pass is top notch, bro. The second after that, the pass from Dani Carvajal, which opened up the defense once again. The high line from Barcelona made absolute no sense. The Dani Carvajal pass to Rodrigo. Rodrigo, amazing timing, amazing run. And then, of course, Vinicius Jr. makes it 2-0. After that, like I said, the first 20 minutes, Real Madrid absolutely was on Barcelona. Barcelona couldn't breathe the first 20 minutes. I swear to God, they couldn't breathe. They didn't know what to do. That's how bad it was. That's how much of an absolute domination the first 20 minutes is. After that, for some reason, we started to become a bit complacent. We started to defend a bit too deep, way too deep for my liking. And on top of that, we did not pressure Barcelona whenever they were in, pretty much, first of all, inside our box, and secondly, into the final third. We let them dictate with ease, with a lot of patience as well, and there wasn't any sort of pressure from anyone. Hence the reason why, of course, they scored from that Lewa goal, which is a bit annoying because when the cross was made and when the clearance was made from Rudiger, bro, Lewa was standing literally outside the box with absolute no pressure on him. There wasn't no Fede. Fede was still pretty much around Boulder to pretty much block that cross. Tremeni was nowhere to be seen. And Toni Kroos, I don't know where he was. How we left Lewa with so much space outside the box still baffles me. Of course, Lewa, incredible finish to be fair. Like, credit to what he did. And Lunin, of course, is... I think I saw one of the replays. The shot was quite on his side, but his vision was blocked by Nacho, and the pace of the shot as well. Like, let's not of course forget that. Of course, it was a tough save. I'm not expecting him to save it. The only goalkeeper maybe I can imagine saving it would maybe be Thibaut, but Thibaut's the best goalkeeper in the world. So I'm not too upset with that, because Lunin that first half made 3 incredible saves. One for Lewa, one for Ferran Torres, and one for Gundogan. That late run that he made towards the end of the first half. But the first half, like I said, we, of course, got the penalty, which is absolute stupid from Rudiger from holding it. I saw a lot of Barcelona fans say, oh, it's not a penalty, this and that, brother. It was a clear penalty. You can't even deny it. You can't even argue with it. But the first half, of course, ended 3-1. Like I said, it started so well towards the end, the last 20 minutes of that first half. I wasn't a fan of it due to the fact we got way too complacent and we let Barcelona dictate it with ease. The second half started, and this is where Barcelona, with no surprise, they wanted to attack to, of course, get that second goal. But the moment we got that fourth goal from Rodrigo, the game ended completely. Barcelona lost absolute hope of the game. All the subs that Xavi made of taking Pedri out and taking Roberto and taking Ferran Torres and bringing Lamine and Joao Felix and Fermin, who is an absolute waste man, by the way. That tackle on Camavinga, don't ever do that again. Hey, watch out, yeah? But anyway, the moment we scored that fourth goal, the game ended, and of course Araujo got sent off by, I don't know how he's got the audacity to complain about the red card when it was clearly known that it was a red card. That tackle, the fact that the intent of it as well, it's a clear red, bro. The fact that he was, even if he wasn't on a yellow card, it would still have been a red card. 4-1. I was hoping and praying we would have scored that fifth goal just for me to celebrate the same way PK celebrated. But of course, it ended 4-1. And we beat Barcelona, Super Cup, after last year's embarrassment in the final. But the fact that we did it in a way, not only was it convincing, not only was it sweet, not only was it incredible, but we did it in a way which was absolute. It was incredible to watch, bro. Let me talk about certain players. Let me talk about, to be fair, every single player, about how we did, and also the Barcelona thing. Lunin was incredible. Lunin was very solid in goal. Dani Carvajal is playing on a level that is, bro, this is peak Dani Carvajal. This is 16, 17, the purple kit Dani Carvajal. This is 15, 16 Dani Carvajal. The version that we're seeing now from Dani Carvajal, the gluten-free Dani Carvajal, is such a blessing to watch, bro. Because not only is this defensively, he's elite. He kept that on the right-hand side. Sergio Roberto was nowhere to be seen. Whenever Bolde had any sort of inch to even maybe attack or even drive with the ball, Dani Carvajal blocked it with so much ease. And his IQ is what separates him between him and any fullback, to be fair, in the world. Maybe besides Trent. But his IQ is just incredible. The pass that he made to Rodrigo that led to the second goal, not a lot of players can do that. But the fact that we've got him this version of Dani Carvajal, I'm hoping he can sustain and maintain that throughout the whole of this season. His partnership of Rudiger, once again, solid. Nacho was better than the game against Atleti. Mendy, he had Ferran Torres on lock, and he literally told Lamine Yamal, Lamine, you're still 16 years old. I'm going to lock you that no one else did, okay? he taught Lamine Yamal a lesson on what prime time defending is, bro. And the fact that Ferran Torres, that was a secret in the second half of Ferran Torres tried to put 1-2s against Ferland Mendy, brother. You don't have that in your game. I don't try on Ferland Mendy. Because like I said in my last video, this version of Ferland Mendy, it reminds me of Zidane Ferland Mendy, the reliable Ferland Mendy, the best defensive fullback in the world, Ferland Mendy, or even going forward as well. We start seeing a bit more him going forward and the overlapping, which is what we've been wanting to see from Ferland Mendy. Tchouaméni and Toni Kroos and Fede Valverde, solid as always. Elite as always. Toni Kroos dropped a performance where no one's going to be talking about it because it doesn't bring any sort of excitement. It doesn't do any fancy skills or any fancy nutmegs or over the top anything. It's just reliable. It's just vintage Toni Kroos, and we say it all over again every time when we talk about Toni Kroos and we talk about Real Madrid performing the way they do. It's always behind the Toni Kroos masterclass. But again, no one's going to talk about it, but I will. The clinic and the fact that he's the only player that can tell us how we can dictate the tempo, whether we want to play quick or when we want to play slow. It all comes down to Toni Kroos. Tchouaméni dominant as always defensively. There was so many times where Pedri and Sergio Roberto was inside that little hole and that pocket outside the box. Tchouaméni dealt with that with ease. Fede as always. 8 out of 10, 9 out of 10. Kept Frankie de Jong quiet on that right-hand side. Jude Bellingham. The thing is about Jude Bellingham, and this is a message to all the haters, to all the neutrals, and to all the casuals who doesn't understand anything about the game. Jude Bellingham, and the reason why people classify him and they want to categorize him as a poacher is because he scores goals. But Jude Bellingham is far from a poacher. If you think that Jude Bellingham is a poacher, if you think Jude, the only thing he does is chill inside the box and scores goals, then you've got no understanding of the game. Jude Bellingham dropped perhaps one of the most complete performances, and not only today, he's been doing this all season. He's been doing all this season. The past 2 games where he hasn't scored at all, but he was still heavily involved in every single attack that we made and every single match, both the Atleti game and the Barcelona game. Because the first goal was Jude Bellingham masterclass. 80% of that goal, of course, credit to what Vinny did in terms of going around the goalkeeper and finishing with the conversion that he did. But the attack would have never been even made if it wasn't for the brilliance of Jude Bellingham. Everything about Jude, the passing. Today he dropped a passing clinic. There was 2 times where Vinny had a chance to score a goal. There was twice in 2 different occasions. One in the first half, one in the second half, where he made that behind the ball pass, but Rodrigo was too slow to react to it or didn't even see the vision behind it. But oh my God, the skills today that he was making. He was, wallahi, bro, it felt like we were watching Zizou. It felt like we were watching Zinedine Zidane out there by the flicks and the back heels and the roulettes and the 1-2s. It was such a joy to watch. And the fact that he made the fans get involved with it as well. Every back heel, you could hear the excitement from the fans. What a player, man. What a player. This is the best player in the world, and this is what he can do. And if you still think he's a poacher, then, bro, this game is not for you, bro. Go watch table tennis. Go watch badminton, squash, paddle. This game is not for you, bro. Vinny, I owe you an apology. Like I said, I'm not stubborn. I admit when I'm wrong, and I admit if I see something wrong about if I feel like if there's something that I might have said about Real Madrid or about a specific player, or about a specific manager, whatever it is, I'll admit it. I'll say I'll put my hands up. I did it with Jude Bellingham last season. I said that I never wanted Jude Bellingham. And of course, I was completely wrong with it, as you can see this season. But this one as well, I'll put my hands up. I wanted Brahim Diaz to start over Vinny this final. One, because of the fact that Vinny this season hasn't been the best of Vinny's. Again, it comes down to the injuries, and it comes down to the fact that this formation, he was never suited to this formation. I did demand a bit more from Vinny. I did demand that he needs to adapt to the formation, because this formation seems like the only way we need to be playing for the rest of the season, just because of the lack of striker, the lack of number 9 that we have. But this game, Not only, I think it comes down, to be completely honest with you, 25-30% comes down to the high line that Barcelona played. If I don't think any other La Liga team would have done it. Atleti clearly didn't do it. But like I said, credit where credit goes to, of course, scoring a hat trick in 38 minutes. I mean, Ronaldo never scored a hat trick in the Clásicos. Not a lot of players have done that. And the fact that you did it with the composure of the first goal, the run that you made, and the patience of the second goal, and the penalty as well, so just the cherry on top. Well done, man. I should have never doubted. I never, by the way, let's just get one thing clear. I never doubted his quality. I never doubted his greatness. I've been one of the main biggest admirers of Vinny over the past 2 years. When everyone lost hope of Vinny, I was the one that said, be patient with him because he will come good. And clearly he has come better than anyone expected. But maybe this season I might have, you know what, I might have maybe overshadowed maybe the fact that Brahim Diaz, his brilliance and excellence over the past 2 weeks, 2 months actually, not 2 weeks, 2 months, has been incredible. Maybe the recency bias of watching Brahim Diaz and seeing what he can do and him coming on, maybe that had a small influence. But the fact that I asked for you to be benched, my bad, man. My bad. This formula of having Rodrigo, Vinny, and Jude as a 10 is the perfect way forward. As everyone knew heading into the season, that was the only way we can play. But I just needed the adaptation for both of them, which I'm hoping after each game you can see it. But it also comes down to how the matchup will work, because every matchup is going to be different. Rodrigo today, in my opinion, dropped a very underrated performance. The movement in pretty much most of the goals was credit to him as well, specifically that second goal when he dropped deep to, of course, beat that offside trap from Barcelona, and of course the vision to find Vinny, and even to be fair, the composure to finish that fourth goal under pressure by both Christensen and Koundé with ease, bro, with ease. Jude Bellingham, I said how wonderful he is, but today just goes to Carlo Ancelotti. The lack. I've been a massive criticism towards my biggest criticism towards Carlo Ancelotti was the fact that his stubbornness always killed Real Madrid. In the 14-15, the lack of rotation hurt us because our best players got injured. Modric got injured, Benzema got injured, and the fact that he never rotated the team early on, it hurt us. Last season, the stubbornness not to play Chimeni towards the end of the season. The stubbornness not to play Camavinga beginning of the season. The stubbornness of keep playing Modric and Kroos together. That hurt us as well. But this season, I feel like he's managed to take his ego away and the fact that his stubbornness away. Because everyone thought Kepa was going to start today. But the fact that he actually said to himself, the performance that Kepa dropped against Atleti was absolutely disgusting for performance. You know what? Let's give Lunin a chance. And the fact that he did it, the fact that Luka Modric starting, he realized he made 2 mistakes. Luka Modric starting and Kepa starting, and he highlighted it and said, you know what? I put my hands up the same way I did it. He did it. I put my hands up. Let me put Lunin back in and let me put Kroos, Modric in. And you could see it, bro. The performance change, and the fact that we've got such a reliable goalkeeper at the back, it gives you a source of confidence, bro. Even to the back line, because when you have a shaky goalkeeper at the back, bro, it doesn't strike you with confidence. And every now and then, bro, it feels like every attack that comes towards you is a goal. That's how it feels for Kepa. But with Lunin, bro, I don't have any sort of fear with Lunin whatsoever. A lot of talk was about his ball playing early this season, but even that now is improved. He's reliable on it, but his reaction and his actually goalkeeping is for me, bro, is one of the best in the world this season, bro. He is such an incredible goalkeeper, bro. Such an incredible goalkeeper, which I think needs to be given a bit more notice. He has to start every single game. Cup, League, Champions League, Friendly, Club World Cup, the Ballon d'Or nominations, the Asia Cup, the AFCON, the Copa America, anywhere we go, any friendly, any stadium, any city, Lunin has to be the guaranteed starter for us. No ifs, no buts, no maybes. For Barcelona's sake, I'm praying to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. I pray to God that Xavi Hernandez remains as the manager, because this version of Barcelona have had a lot of shit teams over the past couple of years, ever since Messi left, even when Messi was there. There was the Setien days. That was the Valverde days. There was the Koeman days. And now, of course, that's the Xavi days. The past 4 managers of those 4, yeah. Valverde, what he did, I think goes on the radar. I think, of course, let's leave that out for now. It's Setien, that's Koeman, and that's Xavi. Setien, I'll leave you for now. Then it's Koeman, and that's Xavi. The fact that Xavi is making Koeman a great manager speaks volumes of how awful Xavi is in terms of management and in terms of actually understanding of how to prepare and set up his team. Because if we take Koeman away, and if we take Xavi Hernandez, and the fact that we're now what, in Jan, and Xavi still doesn't know what his best team is. Xavi still doesn't know what his best identity is of within the team. Xavi still doesn't have a specific style of play, and Xavi still doesn't bring any sort of confidence to his players. Last season, people were making the question marks of, these new players, he has to adapt the Champions League. But fam, if I'm a Barcelona fan, I will be the first person to be saying this guy needs to leave right this second. Because in terms of, I'm telling you right now, he's taking you guys down. He's taking you guys behind. And the fact that 5 years from now, 10 years from now, we will be looking at this Barcelona. Don't let the league last season cloud your judgment, because that's the only argument people are going to be saying at me. Oh, they beat you guys last season. Brother, it wasn't an achievement to beat us last season. Honestly, it wasn't an achievement. Atleti under Diego Simeone last season was the worst Atleti in over the last 10 years. We, as a team, we got destroyed. It wasn't by Barcelona, but it was by Carlo Ancelotti. We fucked ourselves up. It wasn't you guys who did better than us. It was just us literally ruining our own chances. And you're seeing it now this season where he can't handle it. He can't handle the pressure, and he doesn't know how to do scouting act. And a lot of players are playing there who are getting a lot of world-class shouts around the world. But fam, I will be listen, there's a lot of uncomfortable conversation towards specific Barcelona players. Players that their PR is very, very lucky. They are very lucky that their PR is so strong. Because one, no one's going to be talking about all the howlers they've been dropping this season, because no one watches La Liga. Secondly, their reputation for 2 specific players who are considered the best in the world, or one of the best in the world in their position. Hey, uncomfortable conversation about those players. But Barcelona fans, how about you guess who they are? Drop it down in the comments. Let me know what you guys thought about the game. Like I said, I'm hoping this is a step now to what we can do this season. That's still we still got a lot of weaknesses in this team. We still got a couple of, the complacency is one of them. And a couple there and there. But I feel like this is a right step to where we want to be. The goal this season is to win every single competition. The goal this season is to win the treble. We are right now 50% away. We beat Barcelona, and it's about beating Barcelona convincingly. We beat our 2 biggest rivals, Atleti and Barcelona, with quite ease, actually. With ease. We dominated both games. And now we're going into a period where it's going to be tough. The next month, we're going to be playing Atleti. We're going to be playing Girona. We've got Bilbao as well, and I think Sociedad. We've got the Champions League against Leipzig. It's going to be a tough period over the next month or so. But if we can handle it, and if we can actually showcase what we can do, all the talks about Mbappe coming to Real Madrid, I don't want that. I don't want that. Of course, Mbappe coming to our team is going to bring a lot of things. And it's going to make our team the best. It's going to make our team much, much greater than what it actually is. But even if Mbappe doesn't come to our team, if we can at least showcase that we don't need Mbappe this season, that for me would be the biggest achievement. Because at the moment, I still think we need him desperately. But if we can showcase come March time, come April, come May, if we can still win and convincingly be the biggest team in the world, then you know what, Mbappe, it's not that we need you, fam. You need us. And that's what I want us to reach by the end of the season. But guys, don't forget, like. Come on, man. All the Madristas, that's here. Like that video, man. Share and subscribe. And don't forget as well to comment what your thoughts are about the game. And I'll see you next time.